Okay, let's start. I start recording this session, and if more people appear, if needed, maybe they will review the recording. The first thing I want to say several things, and then I will answer any question you may have, not only about the lab exercises, but also about any question related with the course. First of all, related with the lab activity, I would like to stress that not all teams understand the instruction in the way they are intended, let's put it this way. Even though this is group exercise, it has a big individual portion. Why? Because all the steps of the exercise has to be performed by each student. You cannot just go and skip a step because each one builds on top of the other. So if you skip a step in the exercise, you won't understand the next one. And I think after, in this second week of group exercise, everyone already understands this. And my suggestion is the following, and that is the intent even for this group exercise. Everyone do the step-by-step exercise, the sample, and the given for the week data set. And then with the draft note each one has or what it is, you do the meeting as a team and you discuss your results as a team, and you try to understand what is behind and understand what you are doing, why this result, what that means, and this is the part as a team you have to give us in the report. So we are not interested too much in the step-by-step how you get the result. In the final report, it should be some compiled summary of the steps. We don't need too much screenshot because the screenshot doesn't show me what you understand. So the report as a team should be in the level of you understanding and interpretation what this result represents, why you use this parameter, why you use this type of discretization, why you did this because the data you have is of this type, and interpret the result we obtained are this, and they demonstrate this, and the following. So that is the main idea behind these group exercises. And let me say, you can start as a group even if you wish and draft some general strategy in the first day of the week, but this is just very general idea. If you think as a team this will be helpful. The main idea is after everyone do the step-by-step exercise, you get together, you discuss, and you deepen your understanding on what you understand about the exercise. So this is the main idea. I have received several emails from students regarding what exactly this final report should be. I think what I have described is describe what are our expectations, but in addition, Elena, later today will post as a sample report from the previous week what was our expectation. And I'm not tempted to post a sample report for this week because I don't want to bias you and to put you in a frame what exactly I expect. Because in this class is very important your creativity. This is data mining class in which we have a lot of material to cover. We cannot cover even everything which, this is 3-credit course, you understand? So your creativity, your interpretation, your research beyond at the point you can get is very welcome. So I don't want to frame you in some sample report, even though we will post one from week 2. And this is what I have up to now. I prefer to answer your questions. So I see only Adam and Joe. you're welcome to start with your question. You can put them, you can talk. There is no problem. We are only 4 of us, so you don't have to mute yourself. Question up to here.
I don't think I have any questions now that I understand a little bit better, and I think what you said this morning really helps my understanding of it. So I think I'm a lot more comfortable with it now.
Adam?
Regards to, can you hear me?
Regarding to what?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know if you could hear me. In regards to, like, for example, this week's exercise. For example, we were asked to discuss the output of the J48 algorithm. Do we have to? Do you want us to analyze each running of it, or can we just kind of focus on one to show that we understand it?
I didn't get very well your question. Can you repeat, please?
Okay, for example, this week on the J48 algorithm, we were asked to run the training set, cross-validation, and percentage split options for it. And then later on it asked us to explain the results and our interpretation of it. Do we need to do that for each one, or can we like go in depth into one as to how we understand the results of the one, and then have a general discussion on why one of the 3 is the best?
You know, look, Adam, in order to compare, you must run the other, because there is no other way to compare, right? Now, if you think as a team you can divide this work, it's fine with us. But let me tell you, in order really to give understanding, you have to run it, and in order to compare them. Okay? Is this clear? Now, when you run them and compare, don't expect you to write pages and pages of what you run, how you run. Just summarize, digest, and put your understanding. I mean, that's the point. You don't have, and the aim of the meetings, to do the meetings, is to get better understanding, because there is a saying, 4 eyes see better than 2. So that's the point about the group exercises. Now, I feel like your question is intended that there is too much work, or what? Can you elaborate on this?
No, that wasn't my intent. Just for example, like the discussion of the J48 asked us to, for example, like what does the confusion matrix mean? Do we have to go in depth into each running of it, or can we just do a, just focus on one to discuss what the confusion matrix means?
The result, look, you should discuss the result, because in order to discuss the result really, you must understand what the confusion matrix says. Otherwise, what you are going to discuss. So we are not asking you to explain what is in the textbook. I hope you guys, you review also, they are 2 recordings for this lab, which from previous semester with very detailed instruction and interpretation and explanation in deep. They are like a lecture on this lab. They are in course content. I hope most of you have seen it, and if you have not, I suggest you do this as soon as possible, because this will be very helpful. So I don't need that you explain what is the meaning in general of the confusion matrix, because this is, let's say, in the material part. Practically, after you understand this, describe what you saw in the confusion matrix, in your case, what that means. So you just apply the general idea to your example. Sounds reasonable?
Yeah, I think I got it now.
Okay. Okay, more questions? I see Elia here. In order to save time to everyone, I will jump to, if you guys have some general question not related with the lab but with the class, I'm also here to answer this type of question. If you feel you have, you are more than welcome to start. So don't limit yourself to the labs only. If you have other questions related with the course, you are more than welcome. No?
I don't think I have any specific questions to the course right now.
Okay. Let me tell you the following. Don't hesitate to shoot an email to me, to Elena, whatever, as soon as you are concerned with something. And when there is a growing, let's say, concern, if we feel that just answering your email is not only for you, but the whole class will be helpful for the whole class, we can help another webinar meeting like this. Just, I want now to share something from my computer and make sure you saw this and point you, okay, let me see. Okay, here is our class. I see more people coming, but let's see. Can you see my computer now?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. I have here, I'm in course content in week 3, and I would like to make sure that you guys, you see all these week 3 WebEx recording 1 and 2, which are very detailed, let's say, lectures about this week practice. So please find time and review them. And every time you see in the other weeks, they are not ready yet, I cannot show them, but every time you see them, please start and don't hesitate to review them. Also, in course resources, there are many important resources here, starting with this webinar recording on big data. Some of them are posted here, some of them are lost, that's why are not here. I'm trying to recover more of them, but let me tell you, when you get chance, go to the links which are here and review. We have, let's say, very knowledgeable people in the subject holding these webinars with us. The webinar were organized from our department. Actually, I'm the host of all these 3 of them. And one of them is with Bill Imon, which is this one. Everyone, I think, has heard the name. And we are using even his textbook in DBST667. He is like the father of data warehouses. And they are oriented, at first glance, you would think, oh, they are not related directly with the class, but they actually are. We cannot isolate the topic which we are covering from the textbook, from the big picture, and we have to go. And this is very helpful when you think about your research project, which is, let's say, we have to go to this by tomorrow, and I see only a few posting on this. I will review, and if you think that you need help to decide what to do in your research project, you are more than welcome to contact directly Elena or me, and we will try to help you individually what to do in your research project. question up to here? No? Now I would like to give the presenter right to Elena if she wants to give you some additional instruction for the lab. Elena, do you want it?
Sure.
Because you don't have to repeat what is in the lectures there, but if you can shortly give them some instructions from your computer, I'm giving you the presenter right, so you can go ahead and you got it.
So, oh yeah, I need to do the share. Vector 4. Let me see if it did it. Oh, it's taking some time to load. Yes.
Yeah, it takes some time. Yeah, that's the technology.
Yeah. But while it's loading, I was going to say, guys, when you do your project, right, make sure that you're able to open your data set. And if you need help with converting your file to the vector format, I'll be more than happy to do that. I'll be more than happy. In fact, I have some data set already converted to. Oh, it's still loading. I'm not sure what's going on. Do you
see? Yeah. What you share, Elena, application, which application you share? Maybe you have to go and share the whole desktop and just show what is in your screen and it's gonna work.
Oh, sure, but I'm trying to share the Vector program and somehow it's...
No. Okay.
Oh, I need to say share on each window, I see. Oops.
Yes.
So this is a glass data set basically, right? So here, the last attribute is a class. You see that it's a nominal, right? And here it shows you the all valid values of the class, right? And here you have a count. It shows you how many instances you have that have this value, right? So here it shows you a nice bar chart. So in this case, we have 70 instances of class 1, 76 of class 2, and etc., right? So that's basically what statistics you see for nominal attributes. And then here, you've got the numeric attribute, right? So you're going to see attribute type numeric. Here, you're going to see statistics are minimum, maximum, mean, and standard deviation. And here it shows you the data distribution, right? So that was the first question of the last week exercise, where I asked you what attribute types are in your data set and what statistics you get for each attribute type. Right? And then I asked you to run the discretization. So basically, I wanted to show you something here. So I can click on choose filters, right? So if I choose, for example, the discretize, so here is a supervised attribute discretize, right? So what you can do here, if you double click, if you click here on the capabilities, it can tell you what attribute types the filter takes. And here is a class. It tells you that the class attribute, that it needs to be binary or nominal, right? So this is really going to help you as well. So, and then here you've got another window where more. Here it just shows you an overview of what the filter does. And in here, it tells you what parameters it takes, right? But I don't want you guys to copy from here. I still want you to explain in your own words, but this is going to be really helpful. So I'm going to close this. And you may or may not have noticed that some filters are going to be grayed out. See, for instance, this one. it's because either the attribute type does not match the requirement, right? Or, well, there are many reasons. Sometimes some classification algorithm, for instance, don't handle numeric attributes, and you're going to see the algorithm grayed out, right? So basically here you have your classify tab, and by default 0R is selected. So what I had to do here, I had to do choose, and I selected J40A, right? And here, well, I picked cross-validation, and if you double click, it gives you the more parameters that it takes, right? And again, I can go here and I can click on more, and it's going to explain to me what each of those are, right? So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to close this. So what I did was I just hit start to run it. And what you could also do is you could go right click, and you can do visualize tree right here, right? So basically, see this is the first node, right? ID. So here is the problem in here. I had unique identifier. Oh, I should do undo right here. Okay, so this was how my initial data set looked like. I had a unique identifier for each instance, and here I have the rest of my attributes, but here it's a unique identifier. How do I know that? Because I see the minimum value is 1, the maximum is 214, and there are 214 instances, so that's one way to know. Or I can also click on edit, just to check. Right, so I'm gonna close this, right? So I ran this here with unique identifier in. That's what I did. And then I'm gonna go visualize 3, right? So for some reason, it picked my ID on the first split, which of course you don't want, right? Because unique identifier just uniquely identifies each record. It does not really tell me anything about the class type. So what I did here, I went here, and you can use the remove filter, or you can just click and remove. And then I went to classify, and I ran it again. Well, I can rerun it just. Okay, and here is the result after removing the ID. So look at that here. Now it's split on the value, which makes more sense right now, right? So now I'm going to go right click, and I'm going to show visualize 3. Okay, and what you can do here is you increase the window size, you right click, and you go fit to screen. That's one way. All right. So what we're going to do now, notice that here each node, each leaf node tells you the class, right? So basically right now, suppose that I have a new instance, and I have totally new record, and I want to determine what type of class it is. So what I'll do here is I'm going to start from the top, and I'm going to say, okay, is barium less than or equal to 0.27? If yes, I take this class. If not, I'm going to go to this branch. Suppose that it is. Here, I have another decision to make. Magnesium. And I'm going to say, is magnesium less than or equal to 2.41? If yes, I take this branch. If not, I take this branch. And I keep on going until I end up in the leaf node. And that's going to be the class of a new instance. Right? So basically, what it also tells you that the second to last question leads to the answer to the last question. Because first I'm asking you to visualize the tree, right? And you explain what each of these means. You summarize in your own words. And when you understand the structure of the tree, it helps you understand how to predict the class of a new instance, right? So what questions we have about this? No questions? All right.
Thank you so much.
Okay. And you can also do, guys, this. You can do the visualize classifier errors, right? And you can do the actual type of class and the predicted type of class, and you can even do this to see that better. And you have the what you can also do, you can click on each point, and it shows you here the instance number, right? Here is the algorithm that I ran, and here are the values in each point. So basically each point is an instance, and it shows me the predicted class and the actual class, right? So if it's an X, it means it's correctly classified, and here, if I double click, it's an incorrectly classified. If it's a box like this, it's incorrectly classified, right? So here it's a actual predicted type is 7 and actual is 2, right? Okay, close this. And notice I did not do the discretization before running this. So basically the algorithm kind of like does, so to speak, its own discretization to determine where to split, right? So here, those are the numeric variables, right? And if you check one of the videos that I posted, presenter discusses the difference between running discretization before running the algorithm, where not running discretization and letting the algorithm decide how to split for you. So here it's showing you the accuracy of a model and correctly classified instances and incorrectly, total number of instances, and so on. So what's interesting about the confusion matrix is you want to look at this diagonal because it tells you that class A, instances of class A were classified as class A, right? So if you want to know how many instances are classified correctly, you're going to add those numbers on this diagonal, right? Does it make sense? Any questions about this?
No, that makes great sense.
Yeah. Okay. And there is also a recommended exercise on a naive Bayes algorithm. So think about looking at that. So especially, you may find it useful for your project if you choose to use naive Bayes, right? So I would recommend this if you have 2 classes, then it should be easier. And next week you're going to have recommended exercises in addition to the required. I would strongly recommend to look at that. If you're doing prediction for your project, you may find the regression exercise very helpful, right? So also this week, I want you guys to save your results. And the reason is next week you're going to be doing different classification algorithm and you're going to be comparing the results. You're going to be saying, for example, here, predicting the type of glass. And I want to say which algorithm predicts the type of glass better, the J48 or multi-layer perceptron. That's what you'll do next week, right? So here I'm using the cross-validation, which works well when you have a small data set. I could also change the number of folds, or I can also do the percentage split. What is it going to do? It's going to take 66% of my data, and it's going to use to build the model, and the rest is going to be used to validate the model, right? So I can do that. And here, it's going to use all data for the training, so there is no actual validation. What I could also do is, suppose that I have another file with the glass data on the same with the same structure, then I would go here and would select that data set and use it as a test set, and then I would right-click and then select rerun on the test set, reevaluate. Yeah, of course it's going to be grayed out because I have not specified my test file, but next week you're going to see the recommended exercise on a logistic regression, and I'm actually showing you how to reevaluate the model on the supplied test set. So I think that would be interesting for you to look at. Yeah. So any questions? Anything else to go over?
I think this was good, and we don't have more questions. Do you have something else from them, Elena? Any other suggestion?
My suggestion is to start working on the project as soon as possible, and make sure that you can open the data set, because that was really sad when we had 1 week before the project was due, and some students, they could not open the data set. So I'm even willing to give you the converted file, because I don't want you to spend hours on conversion. And the most difficult part is when you have something like a text, like for instance college name or something like that, and if the text contains quotes, for some reason Vector does not like quotes, and the easiest way is just to remove them, or if you have data open in Excel, you can do the global replace quote with nothing, so that would do it, right? That's one way. Yeah.
Good. Okay, guys, if you don't have questions, don't worry at this point. I know it's early in the course. This is just to get in track, because we are already in the 3rd week, and we are going to do this type of meeting as needed. There is not a schedule for them. It's just as needed. If we don't need, we don't do them. But if we need them, we will do. So now, beside this week exercises, please focus in your proposal for individual research. It's time to post something in the classroom about this. And if you need help, don't hesitate to contact me and Elena is going to help you with finding what is happening here? With finding a correct data set.
Mm-hmm.
I think, Elena, I'm doing something, but you should do it. Let's see. Oh, we're done.
What was that?
Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. Okay, any other question, guys? I see we have Walter here, wasn't before. I have the recording, and I will post shortly after the meeting in the classroom. So who was not present can review. And Walter, do you have questions? I don't think even. Okay, guys, if there is no question, let's save time. There is a lot of work to do. Thank you for coming, and I hope this was helpful to everyone. Have a productive weekend and enjoy it. And bye.